Imagine finding a cartoon online that has no thumbnail, no views, and no comments. Just a black screen and a title that shouldn't exist. Episode 0. Not a beginning, not a pilot, but something that comes before everything else. And the moment you press play, it feels like it was waiting for you. Not for anyone else, just you. This is what happened to Ayan, and if he had stopped watching just a little earlier, things might have ended very differently. It started like any normal night. Ayan was sitting alone in his room, bored, scrolling endlessly through videos that all felt the same. Nothing held his attention. Out of frustration, he searched for something different. Old, forgotten cartoons, the kind people barely remember. That's when he found it. A video with no thumbnail, just a black screen and the title, Funland Episode 0, Lost Tape. No views, no comments. It was like it didn't exist until he found it. Something about it felt off, but curiosity got the better of him. After a few seconds, he clicked. At first, everything seemed normal. Bright colors filled the screen. A cheerful cartoon world appeared, and a character named Bobo the bear stood in the center, smiling in a way that felt slightly too perfect. The animation looked old, almost nostalgic, but the longer Ayan watched, the more something felt wrong. The world felt empty, like nothing existed beyond what was being shown. No background movement, no life, just a hollow scene. As the cartoon continued, the atmosphere began to change. The colors slowly faded, the sky turning dull, the trees bending in unnatural ways. The character walked through a forest, but its movements felt slow and deliberate. Then, suddenly, it stopped. Not like part of the story, but like something had interrupted it. Slowly, it turned and faced the screen directly. That moment felt different. It didn't feel like a cartoon anymore. It felt aware. Without warning, the scene cut to a house. At first, it seemed random, but then Ayan noticed something that made his chest tighten. The windows, the shape, the small crack near the entrance. It was his house. Not similar, not close. Exactly. Every detail matched perfectly. A cold feeling spread through him as he stared at the screen. At the same time, something in his room felt wrong. The silence felt heavier. Ayan glanced away from the screen and noticed his door was slightly open. He was sure it had been closed before. Slowly, he stood up and walked toward it. Each step felt heavier than it should. When he reached the door, he shut it quickly, almost instinctively. When he turned back, the cartoon had changed. The bright colors were gone, replaced by dark, muted tones. The cheerful feeling had disappeared. The character was still there, but its smile had stretched unnaturally wide. Its eyes were empty. Then the screen glitched, violently. The image broke apart, and through the distortion, something else appeared. A tall figure with unnatural proportions, its face flickering like static. It didn't belong in the cartoon. It felt like something had forced its way into it. Then, everything froze. Silence filled the room. Ayan sat still, trying to understand what was happening. That's when he noticed a small light turn on beside his screen, his webcam. Slowly, he looked back at the monitor. The video resumed, but it wasn't showing the cartoon anymore. It was showing his room. From behind him, his chair, his desk, himself, sitting there, moving in real time. Every small movement matched perfectly. It wasn't a recording. It was happening right now. That's when panic hit. Ayan grabbed his mouse, trying to close the video, but nothing worked. The cursor wouldn't move. The screen wouldn't respond. It was like he had lost control completely. The lights in his room flickered slightly. The air felt colder. The shadows stretched along the walls in ways that didn't look natural. On the screen, the cartoon returned again, but this time it showed his room, perfectly recreated. Every detail matched reality. The character began walking slowly through it, step by step, toward the door. Then it stopped, right in front of it, the same position as the real door behind him. The room fell silent. Then came the sound, a knock, not from the speakers, from behind him. Ayan froze. His body refused to move. The knock came again, slower this time, more deliberate. It felt like something was waiting. On the screen, the character stood still, its unnatural smile unchanged. Behind him, the door handle slowly began to turn. The sound echoed in the silence. At that moment, Ayan understood something terrifying. Whatever was on the other side of the door wasn't trying to break in. It didn't need to. It was waiting for him to react. The screen flickered again. For a brief moment, everything turned to static. Shapes began to form inside it. Figures, faint at first, then clearer. Multiple shapes standing behind the character, watching. They didn't look like part of the cartoon. They looked like people. The knocking stopped. The handle stopped moving. The room went completely silent. Then the screen went black. The next morning, Ayan's room was found empty. There were no signs of struggle. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. His computer was still on. The screen showed a frozen frame. Bobo the bear stood in the center, staring outward. Behind it were shadowy figures, and among them was one new shape, a figure sitting in a chair, perfectly still, watching. The video was never removed. It still exists somewhere, buried where almost no one can find it. Sometimes it appears again, no views, no comments, just waiting. And if someone presses play, it doesn't start from the beginning. It starts where the last person left off. Because the cartoon isn't just being watched, it's collecting. And once you've seen it, it doesn't forget you. It just waits until you become part of it.